next to each other.
We're side by side.
Oh, because we're on a team.
We're equals.
We're a team.
Yeah. So,
okay.
You watched your video yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about, do you have any general thoughts or ideas about what you saw?
Yeah, the positive I felt like was the kids followed along fairly well. Management was really good. I feel like everyone was on top with me. If they weren't, we were aware of it and kind of, the kids know what they should be doing. And Delta was probably not giving them enough think time. So I would tell them to share with their partner, and then it was like, okay, stop. And they're like, I barely got it written down. Like at one point I was watching it, and I called on Zach and asked him what him and Sydney had done, and it was like, Sydney's not even done working. And I was like, oh, awesome. Okay. So more think time for them. Also, I'm trying in my classroom especially to do less of me talking and more of them talking. And I think I'm headed that way, but I already talk way too much, and I want them to talk more. So
okay. Well, just some of my feedback.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the lesson, like the structure of the lesson was really good.
Okay.
You did a lot of modeling.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of positive reinforcement.
Okay.
So I just took some notes.
Okay.
And just some of the things that I saw. I liked how when you started with the problem of the day, you used the saying, think it, write it, cap it, hide it.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cute. I've never heard anybody
No?
do that, so I really like that.
Okay.
And you immediately used elbow partners.
Okay.
That was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that I wasn't surprised that Jackson immediately noticed the video
Yes,
camera.
out of anybody. It was Jackson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was, so
Was it Tim?
I worked with his teacher last year, so
Oh, yeah.
it was
He knows.
cute. Mm-hmm. But the whole class as a whole did a good job of ignoring him.
Yes.
When he brought it up.
Yes.
They were just like, whatever.
Yeah. They're like, They all turned and looked,
Yeah.
you could tell, but it was like, we'll move on. Yeah.
It was good.
Good.
So that was nice that they were able to do that.
Okay.
And that just is another example of how they feel safe in here.
Mm-hmm.
And even if there is a camera, they know that it's
they're not
fine.
like,
right.
What does it mean?
Right.
Okay.
I love, you used a lot of thank yous. Thank you, love, perfect, buddy. I like the way and then you specifically said what they did that you liked.
Okay.
A lot of good jobs. You did a lot of modeling.
Okay.
Your centers were good. It had a good flow. So you spent about 30 minutes in direct instruction.
Okay.
Okay. And then you spent the rest of the time in centers.
Mm-hmm.
Your eyeballs need to follow me. You read off their groups to
Mm-hmm.
them. So why do you read off their groups every day?
Because they're different every day.
They're different every day. What do you base the groups off of?
For right now, since it's still the beginning of the year, I'm basing it off of the pre-test we took from topic 1 and then the post-test, what they still need. But I also do it from the day before. They do little homework stuff, and I'll check it. If they didn't get stuff on the homework, I'll pull them based on that also.
Okay.
So now...
So do you have a binder, or where do you keep all that data, or is it just all up here?
It's all, When I pull it that day, I'll make it that night, and then it's just,
It's just in your head.
Should I keep it somewhere?
It might be an idea.
Okay. I have their tests, but I don't have, like
a tracking system for the data. Okay.
That would be good. Because I just do it from the night before, or the day before, or 2 days before.
I did that too a lot, and it used to just be in a Post-it note.
Yeah.
But then it got to the point where I needed something more formal. Mm-hmm. So you might want to think about that too. Okay. And then you went around the room and told them what each center was. Mm-hmm. Are the centers pretty much the same every day, or is it changed?
For right now, until I get more stuff to work with, I'm just doing card games and then usually a worksheet and homework. So it's just kind of a filler. But I've worked with Jessalyn. She's taught me different actual Marilyn Burns games. Mm-hmm. So they'll do card games, but then we're going to learn multiplication games, and I'm slowly adding a game each time. But for right now, with it just being the beginning, I don't have a ton.
Okay.
So usually it's a game and a worksheet and then homework.
Good. All right. And I took a couple of pictures.
Okay.
This just allows us to kind of reflect back.
Mm-hmm.
So this was one of your groups working together on the multiplication game.
Okay.
And they used a rock, paper, scissors to work out. When they both said the fact at the same time. So it was interesting how they worked it out themselves, and they were kind of laughing.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it was
so
cute.
cute.
It was cute. You had great transitions when you had them rotate from group to group, and you specifically said, yellow, you're coming to me. I just had a couple of questions. Do you have any kids that don't need to play multiplication more?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Hands down. Then they can play, I have Ono 99, which is the addition and subtraction one, but that's almost too low for them. So I've tried to work on what I can do for those ones, but at this point, I'm so worried about my lows that I don't know how to make a game for the highs. So, I don't know. No. I have no clue.
Would that be something you'd want to work on?
Yeah.
Is differentiating your centers?
Well, that is especially for math. Reading I do, but math, especially for, I have some really highs in here that were like 2 points away from exceeds, that they need to have either center time that's going to challenge them, or different work from me that's going to challenge them. But, like, I have 3 or 4 that I would move to Angie, but she already has 37 in her class right now. She can't take any more. But it's almost like, okay, I need to differentiate for them, and how is that going to look?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And then this little boy, I don't even know who that is.
Brody.
He sat there on that chair and was just an observer the whole center time.
Ah, okay.
Which I don't know that you saw that or not. And maybe I didn't see him playing.
No. Because who's he playing with? Unless he's...
Well, there was these 2 boys here.
Okay.
But there was, I don't know what was going on. I just thought you might want to see that. Because I'm just another set of eyes.
No, yeah, I love it.
Sometimes I see things that you don't, especially when they're way over here and you're up there.
Yeah.
Teaching.
Yeah. It's true. Huh. Because some groups have 7. And so they know that if they don't have a partner for it, they need to play in groups of 3 where everyone still has cards, and then you pair. So I didn't remind them of that before they did multiplication more, and that could have been something where you can't just sit and watch.
What if you had, instead of having to remind them of that, because that takes up valuable instructional time, what if you just had a quick little, even a half sheet or something with directions, if you have 2 players, if you have more than 2 players.
That'd be awesome.
That way they could quickly read it and they would know exactly what to do.
Can you write that for me? Just even little instructions, especially for ones like Ono 99, just to remind them.
So adding instruction sheets.
For games.
I can't spell. Sheets for games. Okay.
Yeah.
What impact do you think some of these things that we discussed would have on your math time?
Oh my gosh. Less me, more kids, I think, is all around what investigations is about. It's like moving away from envision and saying, because they give you times in the book of it's 10 minutes in the beginning and then maybe 20 of you, and then the rest is all the kids and them talking and them doing. I think especially for kids coming up with Common Core, they're going to become thinkers the more they get there. So right now we're training them to become thinkers, but I want them to have the conversations, and I've realized they're afraid to have conversations. They're afraid to say it wrong to each other. They're afraid to say it wrong to me. Half the time, that's why it's like started with the visualization of the pizza, because it's like, okay, something that's not even math related, just talk to me. Just talk to me about a pizza. I don't even care what it's about, but just moving towards speaking in class instead of I'm supposed to sit and watch you for 50 minutes and then I go back to my class. Because they're bored. It doesn't help them. I don't have all the answers. They should have some that I'm even shocked with half the time that they don't even get to share because, well, I'm talking for 50 minutes. So,
okay.
That's my
well, one of the things that I've done some research on is a strategy called talk moves.
Okay.
And it's a specific way to teach your kids how to talk to each other and have that math conversation.
Okay.
Without devaluing the person that's maybe saying something wrong. But would that be something you'd be interested in doing? Okay. So what I could do is I could come in and model some of that for you.
That'd be awesome.
And I would have visuals for the kids. And it would be just like you said, headbutt partner, elbow partner, whatever you want. We would come up with some words that would be cues for them so that they know exactly what to do, and some signals that they could use with each other.
That'd be awesome.
Whether they're at a center or whether you're in small group or even whole group.
Okay. I would love that.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll come back and then we'll do some modeling of some specific math talk moves that we can do to create that dialogue.
That'd be awesome.
And I'm a real big believer in checklists.
Okay.
So once I come back, we'll meet again like this just for like 15 minutes. And we'll talk about the things that I have, or I'm going to model with your class. And then we're going to come up with a checklist. And you're going to use it while I model. And you're going to checklist me.
Okay.
And then I'll come back once you start implementing, and I'll use a checklist with you so that we can figure out whether or not we're being effective, whether or not we're being consistent, and that the kids know exactly what we expect them to do during that time.
Okay. That's awesome.
Do you have any questions?
No, I just think that.
And we can work on other things too.
Centers is
so
the only
I
other
think
one.
this would, in my opinion, and
Yeah.
you can, if you don't want to do this one first, we can table this and do it later. If you want to work on one of these other things first.
This one first, definitely. Then I would say the differentiating of the centers.
Okay, so we'll do this one first, and then we'll work on differentiating your centers,
Mm-hmm.
and then this other stuff might come as a result of these two things. We'll just kind of play it by ear and see how things go.
Okay.
But I appreciate it so much for you letting me
Thank
come
you.
in and see you teach.
Anytime.
You really are amazing.
Yeah.
Your classroom management is outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you.
So.
I enjoy it. So good. I'm glad you can hang out here anytime.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Amanda.
No problem. Thank you. I love it.